We are going to start. So we call ourselves Team Bazooka. That's our group three, and our motto is basically "Let's go paperless." And to start off, if you came in through the gate, I'm sure you were told to write down your name, your details. They took down your, I think it was email, phone number, ID. And the next time you come in here, you're still going to be the same. They'll ask for your email, ID, full names, names of your children. I don't know what else they ask, but they ask so many information. Even think about anytime you go to just anywhere, any building, even your own apartment, when you're coming in with a visitor, the visitor will be forced to write their details. They'll be forced to write everything in that single visitor's book. And this is redundant, first of all, because I have to write every time. At least from my experience, you have to write every single time, and you're inputting the same details. And this brings in the question: where does this information go? Think of the times that you left your details, and all of a sudden someone texted you, "Hi, I have an online business. If you're interested to make 3K per day, inbox me or text me." That's where some of that information goes, which means it's not a secure process. Another question is, how important is this data? When you enter this data and the online person starts texting you, it means that data is important to them. And this data is also important to maybe other organizations. Think of even this building. Think of Africa's talking. Any information that's entered at the gate is important to them because they know that we have 30 people in this room today, and they know that in the next event, by just looking at that information, they're expecting at least 30 people, or an estimate of 30 people. And this brings the question is, how can we reduce this loss of information, this redundancy, and how can we ensure this important data remains secure? That's where Bazooka comes in. Bazooka is a German word. It's a German word for. It's a German word which I've forgotten the meaning. Oh yes, for visitor. Yes, the German word for visitor. That's not the actual spelling of it, but that's the Kenyan spelling for it. And what we're trying to do is eliminate the paper-based visitors book system. So what is Bazooka? Bazooka replaces the visitor's book, making it faster, easier, and cheaper to check in. This is in terms of reducing the time wasted of you having to stand in and take in your details every single time. It also ensures the privacy of our data, ensures that these online businesses don't get our numbers, and it also makes it easier to check in and check out. This is the concept of Bazooka. So for a first-time visitor, you add your details, and the visitor gets an SMS. And I will invite Joanne, our teammate, to explain the concept of Bazooka in terms of the first-time and the second-time visitor, and how we have implemented the API itself in this. So the general workflow, she'll show the solution later. First, when there's maybe someone is checking in the first time, there's an admin dashboard where the security add details of the new visitor, and the visitor will get an SMS with a verification code, which they share with the gate security, and they use this verification code for verification. The visitor is checked in. For the second time, the visitor just need to come into the gate. The security personnel already has their details, and all they need to do is enter the visitor's phone number, and this phone number, through this phone number, and verification SMS will be sent, and this is where we're integrating the Africa Talking API, and then this verification SMS that was sent is entered by the security officer and the gate security personnel at the dashboard, and the visitor is checked in. This also records the timing, things like timing, and probably where they are headed. And all the person needs to give is their phone number. They don't need to enter that detail. Those details are they given for the first time. Where can this be used? First of all, in the gate security, like I mentioned. Also during events, for example, in this event, instead of us having to give our information again, writing it down, you can just use that verification code to confirm or to check in, show that you have been in the event, and also vehicle checking at malls, because in these malls, maybe Science Center and other malls, vehicles have to put in their details, and for people, or rather persons who are working within these malls, and they have to come in every morning, entering the same information every single time is redundant, and that's where Bazooka can be used. So, in terms of sustainability, or rather how Bazooka make money, it will be through the subscription model. That means you buy, if it's a security, maybe a security firm that has bought Bazooka to help its operation. They buy a model, a group, assuming they want, let's say, 0 to 100 SMS that they'll be sending through Bazooka, or other verification code that will be put through Bazooka. That's how Bazooka can be sustainable. And that is it. So Joanne, please.
But we in a pop-up.
So, being a hackathon at time, so our app may look like it's all over the place, not everything is connected yet, but I can just explain. So we built our backend with Python Django. So ideally, what we have is a database. We have a table called person, which is ideally the one that records the guests that come. So from okay, let me explain with a simple front end, and then we can show you, because we had a bit of a challenge connecting the front end that we built. So the first time you have a form that takes in the records of the new guest. So this is just a very simple form that you record your first name, your ID number, and your phone number. And then when you submit, it takes your details to the backend. And so ideally the dashboard is supposed to display the details of the guests. So the name, if you're like 10 guests who have come, probably like since it began, but ideally what you do, if a guest comes for the second time, you search the guest with a unique, maybe actually like an ID number, which is probably what will be right. People have different phone numbers, so an ID number will be right. And then it queries from the database, and then from there, since you already have a phone number, you will have to click the check-in button. When you click on the check-in, it has this pop-up, this one that says enter OTP. And then when you enter OTP and submit, it's supposed to send the OTP to the number of the guest. So when the guest confirms the OTP, it checks you in. So when you're coming out, the operator of the system will click on checkout, and then it will generate this pop-up again. And then in the pop-up, you'll input the OTP that has been sent to your guest again and submit. So when you submit, it's supposed to take the timestamp of the time you click submit as the checkout time of your guest. So this is a very plain front end that we're working with for the dashboard, but we had another dashboard. Let's see if we can manage to connect a bit. Just this. Okay. Yeah. So ideally, all the data for all the guests are supposed to appear here. And then you're supposed to search when a new guest comes, you search for their ID number. When you search for the ID number, it brings the records of that particular guest. And then if he or she is checking in, you click check in, it sends the OTP to their number. If they're checking out, you click check out, and then it sends the OTP to their number. That confirms automatically the time with the timestamp of the submission as the time out or the time in. Are you completely so confused? Is it making sense? Okay. Yeah, this is supposed to be the dashboard. So ideally, a security guy will be here on a daily. Yeah. Yes. There is this. Yes, so this is the form where you create the new guest details. So when you click submit, it goes to, it records the data in the database. Yeah. Yeah, so it pulls all the data like it was. This was the dummy front end. Yeah. Is there other questions or okay. Anyone have a question?
Yeah. If I sign up
Yeah. If I sign up, let's say you're signing up for a TV Women Tech. Walk me through the process, because now you've taken the process from the WOCHI that you have to sign up to a TV Women in Tech, let's say Eventbrite, then you have to go sign up there. Then who confirms that you already signed up for a TV Women in Tech, assuming that maybe this is a paid event, you have to pay, so you didn't pay at the gate, you paid at the TV Women in Tech. So walk me through that process without cost. Okay, in that sense, let me use IAP as an example. When you sign up for events at IAP, they normally bring in the details at the visitors desk, and you have to come in such a name entity. So in that sense, all Bazooka will be doing is connecting the data from, assumingly, Eventbrite to the app itself. And what it needs to do is, now as the events manager, you just need to sign up to the Bazooka application, maybe connect it through an API, Eventbrite to import all those details. When maybe a visitor or ladies are coming for the event, they need to go to the visitor's desk. They give the watchman or security personnel the phone number. And once the security personnel enters the phone number and presses search, the African Talking API sends in as an SMS verification to the person's phone. And now now the verification is the one that they give the security personnel and tell them, okay, the verification, first of all, to ensure that this is the person who actually signed up, and also to prevent, that process of coming to look for your name. And yeah.
Okay. It's actually a very good solution. Personally, because I usually get irritated that I have to write my name and ID number, give my ID, and then if you're driving, you have to give your registration number of the car. Yeah, I see the go paperless. But I'm also thinking if this DB dashboard is available to the OT, there's also security, so data privacy. So you don't want the OT to have the whole database of everybody in the team. If you could offer them another way of verifying the users, like a QR code, and then the person who owns the data is AT. So AT has the dashboard of all the users who signed up, and then maybe the OT has something like a verifier. So you get a QR code to come into the gate, and then the OT scans it, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. But they don't have access to your data. Now you have to make the OT compliant because they'll have a lot of data, and you have to bring them laptops so that they have access to the dashboard and input new user information.
I actually think that's a good idea.
Any questions from the audience?
Hi. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So, you say it also works in vehicles.
Yes.
But now it will take a different parameter of data, like the vehicle registration number and the driver details as well.
Yes, but the concept is basically the same. I think for vehicle is more hectic than even putting a name, because with vehicle you have to provide registration details, I don't know, in addition to all other details that you give. So with vehicle, and assuming that it's someone who works in the office, let's take Judy for example, working in this office, and she has to come through the gate every single day, and she has to write details while checking in and come check out. So with the phone number, it's just a matter of providing the phone number, getting the verification, and just clicking yes, no, and that is it. That means every time she comes in, all she needs to give is maybe a phone number.
If I change my car, do I need to become a new guest?
Yes.
Nice, that's an amazing solution. Clap for them, please. They did a great job, right? Back to group 1.
As in later scene 2 of now.
Hi everyone. My name is Phyllis Atieno and these are my team members. So how many of you are part of communities? That's a really rhetorical question because by you coming here, you're part of this community. So I've realized that there's one problem in community. Okay, there are majority of problems, but there's one thing that always stands out. Whenever communities, and by communities I don't only mean tech communities, but whenever communities put up such events, some people miss out because either you've not signed up to the community or you don't check your emails. Because I'm sure some of the guys who didn't show up here didn't show up because they didn't check their emails, and that's why they missed out on this opportunity. So what if they could not have missed on this opportunity because of not checking their emails? What if the information was sent directly to the phones through SMSs? So we used a case scenario, which is book club. That's why I was talking about communities, because book club is basically a community, and it's a community that has activities whereby people gather together to read books, and they share their current reads, issue feedback. So that was our case scenario, and Winnie is going to talk about how we're going to implement it in our idea.
Hi, I'm Winnie. And for solution, as you've heard, we have issues with people reading their email. So we decided, because whenever you sign up for this event, you always give out your phone number in most cases, yeah? So we decided to integrate the use of your phone numbers with African stocking. So what you do is we get your number, we send bulk SMSs. In case if there's any event, bulk SMSs are sent to everyone and able to see what events are there, what books for the month are we going to read, are there any new books in the books that we've added, and all that. Also, we decided to go a step ahead and implement a two-way system where the user can give feedback and can have like a chat box integrated, or they can give feedback to the book club. They're able to give reviews, give feedback about the book. If they experience any issues, they're also able to ask their chat box, and it's the chat box, and it's able to give them, try to get their solutions. And if they are still unable to get a solution, they can now contact the help team for the book club. So that's our solution. Now to the implementation.
Okay, so this is our implementation. So we basically created a site for a book club community, and this is how it looks like. So the first page is basically the home, and then we have the current reads, past reads, book of the year, reviews. We also have a tab to join the community. So the first time you come to the page, there is an option to join. So in this option, you have to give your phone number, and this is how we're going to send those bulk SMSs in case of any events and any updates. Or if you're not originally a member, you can sign up. So don't have an account, sign up. But then that's not the main thing, but that is important because that's how we're going to collect your SMS, your phone number to send the SMS. And then we have receive updates. So this is okay. That was a part we didn't really work on. Yeah. Okay. So when you click receive updates, you're also basically going to send us your details, because in case of any activity that is happening, a book that has been uploaded and people are reading, you can get notified of that, so that you don't miss out in case you don't usually read your email. And then this is how we are going to implement the feedback. So After like reading a book in the community, obviously, there is a button for review. So maybe you read it alone and you feel like, I don't know why you put this here. Like it's not a good fit, and maybe next time you can put a different genre or something, or maybe like you have a general review about that book. This is where our implementation was to work this way. So when you click review, it's going to take you to the chatbot, and that's where you're going to issue your reviews and maybe remarks, something, and then it's a two-way conversation. And then you can also issue feedbacks on how to make the community better, something like that. And yeah, so that's basically what we worked on. And so I'm going to give Paris a chance to show you how we plan to implement the Africa Stocking API in our idea.
Okay, thank you. My name is Paris Wamboy, and we were working on how to integrate the African Stock API to our website. So we didn't manage to integrate it because of the limited time we had. But the idea was that we needed to fetch the data, the SMS data from the API, where we could be able to post your data, which is your phone number, and then a phone number and your ID. And when we get your phone number, we can also be able to send you an SMS. So when you join, you have seen from our website, you can be able to log in and we'll be able to get your details. From that, we can be able to send you an SMS, and from the SMS you are going to get it from your phone. So we need to get your phone number so that you can be able to get you can be able to send you an SMS. So you are trying to implement a post. Then we wanted to do a table where we can be able to display the SMSs that have been sent to you. So that so also we were trying to do a get from the API, but we are not able to implement that, but we are working on the same. And that's the ritual we had for now. Thank you.
Questions, maswali?
So you still have to be part of a community. Yeah, because there's the sign up, the kitabu, whether that was cute, the cute. Yeah, so you still have to be part of the kitabu community for you to get the events on SMS.
Ideally, yes, but also you can be able to register
To that community. So what you did is you changed one channel from email to SMS.
Initially, we are working on currently we are working because most of the people they tend to ignore emails. So for us, we want to implement an SMS thing because SMSs are in your phone and we can pop up easily. Instead of the email. So we wanted to work on the SMS, but we are trying to implement also the email.
Yeah, so her problem statement, the way you started, you say people will not show up to this event because they didn't know about it. Yeah?
I also felt a bit confused.
This is a bit of a
Can we give more? We are not to completely remove the email. It's an additional an add-on, if I may say, to email. So you can send out your emails, just post that email. You don't have to give us your number, but for you to get the updates and the SMSs and the feedback, chatting feedback, we need your number. It's like an additional feature. Yes. So it's what you bring to the table as well.
So you've added another channel of communication, essentially.
Yes.
So if you don't get the emails or if you don't read the email, you get the SMS, and everybody reads SMS. Okay. Maybe MK, do you guys send events on SMS to guys? No? So that's actually very viable. Okay.
Any other questions? Feel free to ask questions. Maswali huko nyuma? Uliza, usikae nayo.
Okay, for maybe things like events, right? I think there is an option to send an SMS about events. So what would be the value for using Tab?
Kitabu is an online, it's where people from a book club meet. Eventbrite is general. It's when you enter a community, the more niche it is, the better your result, like the better your experience is. Eventbrite is very general. It has so many categories. This one is focused and and it's focused on the book club recommendations. So our users are people who enjoy books and want to interact with other people who are in that space. So like there are authors, maybe editors, maybe graphic designers, but all in the book space. Yeah? Yes. Okay. That's fine.
Any other questions? Clap for them. Haya, group 2.
Hi. Our group worked on the Tender web application. Okay, the solution, the problem statement behind this is that most companies that are starting up require tenders that are good in quality, and they have good prices, and they are readily available. But you find most of the time that they don't get these tenders in time because the people who have the available materials that are looking for, they don't have the information that these companies are looking for them. So we decided to work on this solution as described here.
Well, Tendawema aims to cut costs in time and also improve efficiencies in terms of tendering process. So we automate the tendering process from publishing of the tender, submission of proposals to evaluation and awarding. It also consume the API consumed also allows for sending of notifications to notify potential suppliers of upcoming tenders or published tenders, and also those that have been awarded are given the award, like they are notified with the awards. So meaning the client is able to publish a tender, receive proposals from suppliers, receive SMS prompts of submitted proposals, evaluate and award the tender, and also the supplier is able to receive the tender, receive SMS notification of a published tender, submit proposal, and also receive award notification. So the technologies we use to consume the Rails API and the SMS works as a microservice independently, and the front end we would like to use React and Bootstrap for Spring. So on future plans, we hope to integrate with a payment platform, with a payment API to complete the procure to pay process. Thank you.
So as she looks into how to present the solution, because all our laptops are not compatible with this, so we're trying to reconfigure the environment here. Yeah, so
You can come with
a laptop, yeah, sure. So I was working on the backend. I consider myself a backend person. So I was working on the API. And as she mentioned, you saw the breakdown of our backend. So we actually divided this whole application into microservices, such that if one functionality that you have fails, it does not affect the others. For instance, if there's something in the backend that breaks, we still have a front-end that the users can interact with. So actually, the Africa Stocking API, we've implemented it as a different microservice on its own. So it works. I've already consumed the Africa Stocking API. I'm not just getting the callbacks yet for the messages. I'm sure it's something to do with the configurations and all that. But I've already configured that I have a working microservice that will consume the API. And then we connect it to our solution using WebSocket. So I've implemented a WebSocket that has a message queue. So when she was talking about awarding, immediately agenda has been posted. There'll be a HTTP function listening in. So once agenda has been posted, the microservice, the Africa Stocking microservice that we implemented will be listening in and sending notification to our users that there's a new tender that has been posted. The same happens with when a tender has been awarded, and also the same should also happen with the payments. Remember, we said we are looking forward to integrating the Africa Stocking payment API with this. So we'll also integrate it. So we purposely we solely have we call it our Africa Stocking microservice, because all the Africa Stocking services will be hosted there parallel to these ones, and then we'll just have APIs that will be communicating to this using WebSockets. So that basically explains what we've done with the backend, and they're about to show you guys what we have on the front end. Yeah.
Is this okay to be shared? No, we can see you in one second. That's okay. You can just place it here, and then we will be going to the screen. Just in case you don't miss out, we are seeing the gender dashboard, what it has. Yeah, I can see they have the dashboard. Any questions? Apologies, I'm Jawana, the assistant, so unfortunately. Maswali kwao? Any questions? Any questions? Haya, sawa sawa.
Is it working?
Yes. It's working. They have shown us a dashboard that has everything. Yeah, those features that they have mentioned. So yes. Haya, makofi kwao. Group 4. Group 4, masaa ni machache. Hi everyone. Hello, hi everyone. My name is Florence Ayo, and because this was Women in Tech event, we thought maybe we could do something on girls, or maybe just say women, or the she gender. So, well, we basically wanted to come up with not really, we wanted to come up with an alternative, or rather a supplement to what is already there. Like you can imagine, your sister or your cousin or a community member has gone through a problem, and let's talk about gender-based violence, or rather FGM, that is actually very rampant right now in counties such as Kisii and the Pokot areas, and they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to call. They just want to maybe dial some card, some USSD, and it gets them to talk to a therapist or get the help that they require. So that's why we came up with that's what we came up with. And just like I said, organizations are out there with hotline. They're there. It's not that they're not there. What we are doing, you're just joining in the community. We are helping. It's just a supplement. It's not replacing or a certain organization is not doing it right. They're just adding to what other communities are doing so that we, it's a huge problem, Yeah, it cannot be, the problem cannot be put to stop with only one or three or four organizations. So that's why we come up with this. So yes, we call it Girl Code, get immediate help for a victim. Yeah. So what you bring up? Sorry. I wanted to continue. So, sorry about that. So we narrowed down, for instance, to FGM. And for instance, you'll get that organizations are there. When you actually need that help, they'll come, you get help, and then we also notice that there's no enough follow-up. So with the USSD that we came up with, you can also, there's a drop down, right? Where you can dial it later on when you need mental support, where you have the option of choosing whether you want to, talk to a therapist or they give you a call just at your own time. So that is one of the things that we came up with. So it's not limited to FGM, but it's just something really when a girl needs rescue. So you dial it and you choose the help that you want to come in. So let's see what they have of the methodology. Thank you.
Apart from getting help if you are an FGM victim, you can also, if you are a rape victim, you can also use the code that we used from Africa Stalking. And if you're also a gender-based violence victim, you can also use this code. So when you're running our code, we have 4 options. You're going to report a rape case, GBV or FGM, and then the 4th one is now get help from a professional, where you can choose whether it's a doctor, a therapist, or a psychiatrist. Yeah. So what are the advantages of using Girl Code instead of using a hotline? So with us, you don't have to talk to someone, you just have to text in your phone. Even if you have what is it called, this analog phone, Katululu, you can still dial that USSD *384#, and then you can still report whatever has happened to you quickly, and you get immediate response by SMS. So SMS, you also used Africa Stalking, and by the SMS, you'll be asked to enter your name and your location so that help is sent to you. And you'll be directed to a local crisis center. So let's say you send your location in Pokot, and so from our end, we'll have a system to know which local crisis center is near you so that help is sent to you, depending on whichever you've got through. And then the USSD code will be available every time, 24/7. So at whatever time it happens to you, even at night, you can still dial our USSD code. And then you'll get connected to the type of help you need. Our fourth feature, which is get professional help. You can choose a therapist. There are those people who have mental health issues, but they don't know how to go about it. They don't have a smartphone, they don't have internet access, but then we've come up with this girl code, which will solve the problem. They'll just dial star the numbers, and then they'll get either a therapist, a psychiatrist, or a doctor. Yes, so that is girl code for you. Now the process of using the girl code, the USSD. So you write the USSD on your phone. This can be a smartphone or these other types of phone. If you don't have the internet, USSD doesn't require the internet. And then you will choose the type of help you want. As you said, we have 4: HIP, gender-based violence, and FGM, and then the one for a professional. And then if you want to talk to a therapist, now that's the fourth feature, you're going to talk to a therapist. An SMS will be sent to you with their contact. And all this will be done without the internet if you can't access, and you get the help you need from those people. So girl code can also be used by organizations, like example, USAID, because they deal with this. This can be a pitch to them, and they can have this as part of whatever they do to help people. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So next we are going to the implementation section. So yeah. So what girl code will mostly help you is in follow-up. Because we find that if it's a case of rape, we find that someone has reported, the people have been arrested, but then again, this person remains with the mental effects even 5 years later. So this girl code help us to, the therapist and the psychiatrist, to check on these people intermediately until this person has accepted that they no longer need the follow-up or checkups. So on the African stalking, we have this, the code. Yeah, this code has the responses that it is still under development. Yeah. And then, so because the code you could not connect it to Node.js, we used a user interface known as Teleribet. So this Teleribet interface also works with Africa stalking. And what it does is when someone dials our code, we get the notification on the other side. So through the notification, we are able to get this person contacts, and then we'll be able to connect them to the therapist, and then that person will be able to get help. So we're going to do a simulation. So we come here. And then we go to launch simulator. And then you enter a phone number. So anybody, just tell me your phone number. Tell me your phone number. Yeah.
07 9947 0847 0847. Yeah.
So you connect that, and then we say this is your phone, and then you come to your, maybe you have an issue, maybe you want your neighbor has a gender-based violence. You come to your phone, and then we dial our USSD, which we have it here. Yeah, we have this USSD, it's star 384 star 33254 hash. Yeah, so I'll copy it. And then you come to your phone. Okay, yeah, we have it. So you come to your phone and you dial that code, star 384 star, but obviously going forward you're going to get an easier USSD code for that. So if you dial that code, you get a USSD request received. And then if you come to this telereverse, you're going to get a message notification. You get a new message, and yeah, is this your number?
Yeah, that's my number.
Yeah. So this is how it works. So you come, so going forward, instead of the USSD request received, we are going to have these codes here, so that when you dial that number, you get to select an FGM, a GBV, or talking to a therapist. And then when you send it, you get some responses. And then after the session is over, we'll be able to get your contact here, and then we connect you to the therapist or the psychiatrist, and they'll be able to call you back and help you. So I think this is fun. Can you share another number? Yeah.
0705.
Okay, so I come here. 07
05
0705 88 3.2. That way, then you connect, and then you're going. Let's say someone has, you feel like you need help, or a therapist, because therapists are usually expensive, but if you have therapists on this, so again we dial our code star 384 hash, and then you send the link, then you get the feedback, that's USSD request received, and then when we come here, we are able to get your contact and reach back to you. So that's basically what we have on Girl Code. Thank you.
Questions?
When sending the location, as you say, in Makatulu, how do you accurately, especially for children, someone in FGM, it happens to very young kids, yeah? So how do you say exactly where you are? Like, you know, in a phone, you can send your actual location, but in a Kabambe, and for most of those locations, you are unable to do so. Like, how on the internet?
Well, thank you for that question. My name is Sami Wambua. I decided not to talk because it was a girl thing. But I'll try to answer the question. As you have heard, these are just ideas, and we had few hours to implement. So we had the ideas, but the time was limited. So basically, we could have used maybe the GPS to find where the location from where the message is coming from. But of course, you will have to understand that we tried, and given more time, we can try to put Google or something to do with GPS, so that we can try to find out where the message is coming from. Yes.
I have another response, because it's starting and implementing Google Maps can be complicated. Let's say if you put your location is in Langata, so in Langata area there are no help centers that are there. So we'll find a way to connect you to the counselor at a local health center in that area. Thank you.
Gentlemen.
No, I just wanted to ask, so how do you get the therapists or these people who are responding? What's the plan to bring them into the platform?
Okay, as I have said, this was a plan in motion. So this is a system that could be used by people like Red Cross or helplines, right? So they have to be in contact with the people who can provide the help. Either when we provide like GPS, where we can allocate the place where the call or the message is coming from, we can be able to access the help that is within the region, maybe police station or the helpline like from the psychiatrist or yeah.
With Girl Code, you can also have other organizations using Girl Code. So if you have an NGO that also has come to maybe Kenya to help with such cases, they can come and use Girl Code so that they offer the free therapist if you're not able to have ours. Yeah. So mostly NGOs will use it, like they said, or Red Cross. That's where we get our help to help others. We are like yeah.
Okay. And last question. So for the therapist, I guess the use case, you talk to a therapist, they're responding of an issue. So when you're reporting FGM, what's the next menu after that?
You send in your name and your location. Now after that, we'll find a local crisis center because they are there. And then after we have known them, we'll send help to you according to whatever you've chosen. So according to whatever you've chosen, the system is able to see, and then you choose a local crisis center, and then we are able to help you from now, the local crisis center. Yeah.
So you send them to the crisis center if they're victim of FGM or
no, then people are coming to you to
help.
help
They're coming to you.